Books are often far more than just books. We need the books that affect us like a disaster. A book must be the X for the frozen sea inside us, says Franz Kafka.
She was sitting in the bed since morning and did not get up. Her mother called her up twice, thrice, and many times. And out of concern, she came near to her. And at that time, she asked her mother, "Did you say something to me?" And her mother said, "I had been literally shouting at you. Did you not listen to me?" Do you know why this girl was behaving in this way? Because she was reading a book. A Happy World Book Day. Yes, when we read a book with devotion, with interest, we just get lost in the world of the author, in the world of the author's perception, in the world of words. That is the charm, that is the magic of book. You forget about your present state. You forget about your present state of being, state of mind, your pain, your loss, your separation, and everything. That's the real charm of books, and hence I suggest all my students to read the books. You know what happens? Many students have this habit of reading about the books and not the books. Now what is wrong with when we read about the books and not the books? We get to know the limited version of a person who is giving this review to us about the book and not the original book. But when you start reading the book, you start developing your own perception about the book. You get your own ideology about the author, and that is important about reading books. So I suggest you to read original books. Today we are going to talk about few books that you might think of storing in your own personal library and later on maybe think about reading them, or maybe now in this lockdown period. And also, along with this World Book and Copyright Day, 23rd April is also celebrated all over the globe as English Language Day. Now why was this day considered to be celebrated as World English Language Day? Wikipedia says that UN decided to consider 23rd April as World English Language Day as in English literature, traditionally this date is observed to be the birth date as well as the death date of William Shakespeare, the stalwart of English literature, and whom I guess everyone knows.
If you are interested to know the real Kashmir from the version of a local Kashmiri, then this book is for you. This book is Munnu, a Boy from Kashmir, written by Malik Sajad, a young artist and political cartoonist from Kashmir. Now what makes this book interesting is its graphic illustration. Yes, Malik Sajad is an artist and cartoonist, and this is his debut novel released in 2015. The whole novel is written in graphics, means more pictures and less words. You can see the picture of a stag on its cover page. Let me tell you, deer means stag is a state animal of Kashmir, and its numbers are getting vanished in course of time. Malik Sajad has represented the local Kashmiris through the image of a deer, and he has shown significantly how the local Kashmiris are also getting extincted due to the permanent conflicts and never-ending tensions prevailing in the state. Non-Kashmiris are graphically represented as humans to show the difference between locals and outsiders. Released in 2015, Munnu, a Boy from Kashmir is an eye-opening and beautiful graphic novel which tells the story of a little Munnu growing up in Kashmir. We will also realize at the end of the novel that how little do we know about Kashmir, but always ready to pass easy judgments about it. When I read the book, I realized that I was in a blissful ignorance till now and couldn't understand how the whole reality of Kashmir was made a mystery in the form of half-told truths, lies, and illusionary statistics. This is a must-read for all those who want to know about Kashmir with multiple perspectives. One more interesting book is My Feudal Lord by Tehmina Durrani. This book is like a lioness roaring to patriarchy. Written in 1991, this book is an account of a devastating journey of a woman's life in the feudal society. The authoress in this book describes her traumatic marital life with her second husband, Ghulam Mustafa Khar, a stalwart political figure of Pakistan People's Party. Divided into 3 parts, the book talks about the feudal mindset, patriarchy, male domination, domestic violence, gender discrimination, political upheavals, and a woman's revolutionary decision to tell her highly destructive and damaging journey to the world. There are extremes in this book about how much a man could abuse, exploit, and dominate the other half just because she is a woman. You will be shocked to read the extremes of violent incidents occurring over and again. When Mustafa Khar insulted her, saying that she cannot harm him even an inch or his political career as she is a woman. At that time, she awakens the lioness inside her and decides to tell her story to the world. She takes help of words and reveals everything of her life to the world. What could be the best retaliation than this? If you are interested to understand the Pakistani patriarchal culture, feudal mindset of men, and women's condition in Pakistani Muslim society, then this book is surely a good suggestion for you. How many of you know that Ambedkar wrote an autobiographical life story while he was alive? Yes, its name is Waiting for a Visa. It is a 20-page life story of him written in the period of 1935 and 36 in his own handwriting. And this book was later prescribed as a textbook in one of the courses of Columbia University. This book is divided into 6 sections relating Ambedkar's experiences with untouchability. Sections 1 to 4 describes his experiences, while sections 5 and 6 consist of other people's experiences with untouchability. It's a very short book, can be finished in single sitting, and is available in English, Gujarati and Hindi. We glorify Ambedkar, we worship Ambedkar, we forward ready-made quotes of Ambedkar, but we never read books originally written by Ambedkar himself. Let us begin with this one at least. Another interesting book is I Am Malala by Malala Yousafzai. This is an autobiography of 14 years old Malala Yousafzai, who was shot straight head due to her desire for education and yet continued to fight for education. Who is Malala? Was a question asked by one of the Talibani to a group of girls who were going to school in a van and fired gunshots, 2 lodged in Malala's head. The title of the autobiography is Malala's answer to all the Talibans who are against girls' education. I Am Malala. I Am Malala is a courageous girl who didn't stop herself going to school even after being shot. In fact, I Am Malala is a girl who became more powerful to fight for education. Today, she is an international celebrity and activist who is extremely active in campaigning for girls' education all over the globe. This autobiography is a young girl's journey from her childhood to her struggle for schooling against the threats of Taliban and how she was shot and came out of this. Can you imagine a small girl who is shot just because she wanted to go to school? This incident didn't weaken her but transformed her, making her the strongest activist today internationally recognized for women's right to education. If you are interested to know about a girl who is so very much committed about education, do read her autobiography. Another book that you might consider to read is The Story of My Experiments with Truth. It is an autobiography of Mohandas Gandhi, covering his life from early childhood to 1921. This book was translated from Gujarati to English by Mahadev Bhai Desai in 1940. Written in total 5 parts, this autobiography will appeal to all those who want to casually read about Gandhi's life or seriously ponder over his personality. This autobiography leaves no phase of Gandhi's life unexplored and undiscussed. George Bernard Shaw once stated, autobiographies were lies, deliberate lies. But when you read Gandhi's autobiography, you will feel from the bottom of your heart that it is a completely honest confession of his persona. In fact, it is a self-realization, self-introspection, and also self-criticism. Yes, friends, Gandhi himself would appreciate those who criticize him and would never carry any grudge against them. As Sarojini Naidu rightly says, criticism was Gandhi's way to improve himself. The Free Press Journal notes, when Mahadev Desai skipped and diluted a few words and passages in order to retain the spotless image of Mahatma in his English translated version, he was urged by Gandhi to keep them as they were. What he said actually proved, "My life is an open book. I need not hide anything," he would say. He not only preached these principles of truth and non-violence, but actually lived and celebrated them till the end of his life. I assure you that you will realize by the end of his autobiography that he was not a man with blood and flesh, but an idea. Yes, Gandhi is an idea, and I want you to perceive, interpret, and understand this idea called Gandhi. And here comes Wings of Fire by Abul Pakir Jainulabdin Kalam. This is an autobiography of a man who lived many lives in single birth. He was a scientist, became the President of India, and a teacher till the last breath of his life. Extremely simplistic man who contributed hugely not only in the field of Indian space research and missile programs but also served as a president to the nation. His favorite activity was communication with the students. He would love to have a cup of tea in the company of students and listen to their ideas about the betterment of the nation. This autobiography covers his childhood, his family, his desire to become a pilot, and how he was rejected due to the lack of good looks. He was rejected in the interview for the post of a pilot because he lacked good looks. Dr. Kalam narrates how painful it was for him to accept this, as he was rejected from a dream that he was living from his childhood. He always dreamed to be the first man to fly a plane from his village, but destiny snatched that dream away from him. When life has big plans for you, it will snatch away the small ones from you. As he was destined to serve the nation in bigger ways, he was rejected from this small dream. He couldn't be a man to fly the aircraft, but became the man to learn to design the aircrafts. Yes, he became a great scientist in the field of Indian space research and missile programs. His book is full of inspiration, devotion, commitment, and hope for the young generation of India. This book will not only enlighten you but will give you so much strength to watch the dreams, live the dreams, fulfill the dreams, celebrate the dreams, and inspire others to dream.
So these were few book recommendations and suggestions from my side. I don't say that these are the books to be read. You may have your own book choices. You might have observed that mostly I have talked about autobiographies in this video because autobiography is my literary genre, is my favorite literary genre. You may have your own favorite literary genres, maybe poetry, drama, novel, anything, or a piece of article in a newspaper. It can be anything. The purpose behind making this book is to inspire you, to encourage you to read the original text. It can be anything apart from these books as well. So, do buy the books, do store them in your personal library, read them out, prepare your own interpretation, develop your own perception about the books, and do share your experience about reading original books in the comment section. Without fail. Happy reading. Thank you.